right, this is page 15 in the lesson book, A Friend Like You. Want to play it first? You can get it in your ears. This is the only song we're doing for lesson 7. You may be redoing the tambourine from the last week, and that's okay. We do a lot of those songs. You know, lots of these songs we do a second time. Even if you feel like you send your child to piano lessons and they know how to do this, they know how to play it, that's probably true. What we're probably doing in that second week is to get the dynamics right, to get it more technically perfect. Remember, our goal in music is to make it perfect. Close doesn't count. We really like to have it just absolutely perfect and make it sound beautiful. And so we're trying to get it more expressive and rich and deep, and not just a playing of the notes, because obviously we know in instruments there's more to it than just being able to play the notes right. We need to sound gorgeous when we play. So if your child's doing the tambourine the second week, don't fear. We're just making your child better. All right, A Friend Like You. Here is what we're learning this week. What we have is an incomplete measure. You can read about this. It's down here. So when I start counting with your child, I'm going to count to 4 because we're in 4/4 time. That means the top note is, we count, each measure has 4 beats. The bottom note means the quarter note gets a beat, which means quarter notes get 1 beat. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's only 3. If it's 4/4 time, there's only 3. Here's 4. 4 is actually in right there. So what I'm going to do is count with your child. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and I'll expect them to start on 2. And if I'm not playing with them, I'm going to be pointing. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I'm going to point to 2, and that's where I'll expect them to come in. Okay, the things to notice in this: when you practice at home, play the left hand first. If you look closely, the top note is a D. It's between these two black keys. The 1 octave below middle C, it's a D. And that top note in that chord is a D all the way through. So that one thumb is always playing every time you play a chord. What changes is the bottom note. It starts on a 5th, and it's a 5th, a 4th, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th. So it's talking about the bottom note in this chord. 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. So it goes up 3 and back down again. And then over here, it changes. These two are the same. It doesn't start on 5, it starts on 4. Rest, rest, rest. And then it repeats. Same thing. And then it goes back to the beginning right there. And they play this again. Now, make sure that your child plays with the repeat. Remember, the purpose of the repeats is to not print the song twice. We don't want to print it twice. We don't have to do that. So instead, we've printed it once and put the repeat in. It's meant to be played twice, and that teaches us about this incomplete measure, this beat 1, which is at the end of the song. So, okay, let's go ahead then, and I'll play these for you individually. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, rest, rest. This is how you should practice at home. Rest, rest, rest. Except a lot more slowly. Rest, rest, rest. And then switch hands. Notice the pattern here. We start 5 and then 3 down to G. Remind them that the G is the second line up, which the treble clef circles. That's why we sometimes call this the G clef. It's marking the G. G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And there's our 2 is up on this high D. But this is not a third. This is a second. This is 5, 4, 3, 2. These are all seconds walking down. So they just walk this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then do it again. 2, 3, 4, 1. Then back to the beginning where it starts on a third. And then it's this end. The ending is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Don't stop and then start. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So they can do it twice. And if they really get good at it, they can just let it just go on and on and on and on forever. Okay, so after they've practiced the left hand first, and then they've practiced the right hand first, you may need to help them count it out. You can count out loud. If they can count out loud, that's even better, because sometimes kids have a hard time counting out loud while they're practicing, and that's really a skill that they're going to need to develop at some point. It's easier for them and their brains if they can do it when they're little. So count it out for them, count it out with them. They should do each, and then when they put it back together, it should be play it slower. This is about how I'll expect them to play it for me. notice there's a rest down here, so don't let them hold this. Don't let them hold it. It needs to come up. Stop playing. That's what those mean. So don't let them hold it down while the right hand is playing. Most kids are pretty good about that, actually. They really don't have too much trouble with that. It's the older students that have more trouble. Okay, so 15 in the lesson book, and then in the note speller, you should be, I believe, up to page 11. So keep working on the note speller, keep working on Tonito, make sure that they can say all the names of the notes that they see.